welcome to the healing temple meditation that we will do together tonight. Mm-hmm. It's a gentle journey into belonging, into healing, and into our own inner wisdom. I'm Denise Smith of Our Mettaverse. Our Mettaverse is a community coming together through loving kindness to develop wise compassion, not doormat compassion, in order to benefit all beings, including ourselves. We can't forget that including ourselves part. Mm-hmm. So thank you for being here. As we start, let's just take a moment to try to arrive together. Allow yourself to try to just settle into where you are right now. And maybe even feel support that's underneath you and acknowledge it, that it's support, it's holding you there. There is a ground or a stability that it's offering. For the next little while, there's nowhere else you need to be. There's nothing else you need to accomplish. There's nothing you need to fix. Just trying to arrive here with each other in this moment. I'm grateful for you. Let's begin tonight with a little bit of gratitude. Perhaps for your own willingness to show up. Perhaps for the other people that are here sharing this moment with us. Or maybe for the countless different conditions that made this all come together. Just take a few breaths and allow yourself to be here and feel a little bit of gratitude for the moment. May our group hold each other gently and powerfully. Tonight's class is called The Healing Temple. Many of us carry places within ourselves that are asking for some attention. Perhaps a hurt, maybe a fear, maybe a loss, maybe some confusion, or a place that feels stuck, or simply a part of us that longs to be seen. Before we begin, I invite you to gently bring something to mind that may need healing. This is not the time that we invite it to be pushed down anymore. This is a time where it's welcomed. It belongs here, that part that needs healing. Not so you can fix it, interestingly enough. Not so you can solve it. But so you can bring it with you on this journey. As you do, see if you can hold that part of yourself with kindness. The same kindness that you might offer a dear friend. the same kindness that you might offer a child who is hurting. Tonight, we're not setting out on a journey to become someone else. We're not setting out on a journey to earn healing. We're not setting out on a journey to fix ourselves. Instead, we're setting out on a journey to discover a place where every part of us is welcomed and nurtured with sincere love. It's a place where nothing needs to be hidden and a place where nothing needs to pretend. It's a place where nothing needs to become different before it belongs. Perhaps healing begins the moment we stop asking parts of ourselves to be different before they're allowed to belong. Think of a question that you would like to know the answer to about the part that needs healing. We will take that question together to the healing temple. And if the question is clear to you, it will be more clear to some and less clear to others. If it's a clear question that you want to know about your own healing, I invite you to write it down. Just take a moment and feel into the question that you might have. If it's not clear to you, just allow that to be. Before we head on the journey, I invite you to set your intention for tonight. Intention is, what will I do while I take this journey in this group of Our Mettaverse to a healing temple? A motivation would be, why would I do that? Maybe I'll be curious. Maybe I'll be gentle to myself. Maybe the why is so that I can discover and heal something that's been there too long. Set your own intention and motivation for tonight. I'm going to guide us through a visualization, and we will journey from a shoreline to a healing temple. And along the way, you're going to be invited to engage your senses and to become immersed in this experience. Some people visualize really vividly. Others experience feelings or sensations or emotions or some kind of impression or a memory or some type of sense of presence, maybe. All of it's welcome. There's not a right way to do this. There's nothing to achieve. There's no test to pass. Just allow your experience to be what it is. Hold it gently. Meet it with curiosity and warmth. And trust that whatever arises is enough. And now for our journey. I invite you to be in a comfortable position unless you feel like you may fall asleep. If you do, you may miss the best part. So I invite you to be alert in whatever position you choose. Allow your eyes to close if that feels comfortable. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. And again. When we allow ourselves to breathe slowly, we tell our bodies that they're okay. I invite you to allow your mind to settle. And now, imagine yourself standing upon a shoreline. Take a moment to arrive there and look around. What captures your attention? Allow yourself to take in whatever is appearing. The colors. What type of light is there? Maybe there's textures you notice. Notice the air around you. Is it moving or still? How does the temperature feel? As you breathe, is there any scent present? Allow all of your senses to participate. Near where you are is a very stable dock, extending a bit into the absolutely serene water. Walk slowly toward it, and you will see a beautiful, comfortable vessel waiting for you. and you're drawn to it. What does it look like? It is safe and welcoming. Take your time. Notice how safety makes you feel. Maybe take a nice breath here. Maybe be curious about what draws you to this vessel. And when you're ready, step aboard. Feel yourself settling into this vessel. You will be navigating it toward your healing temple. Maybe you notice a texture as you get into the boat. And you untie it from the dock and you begin to take it across the water. Is it a paddle type boat? Is it a motor type boat? Is it something fantasy-like? It's your vessel towards your temple. Now, what are you noticing as you're moving across the water? What color is the water? What draws your curiosity? What feels inviting? What's happening with your body? You know that you're headed towards your healing temple. What does the possibility of that feel like? What does acceptance of this moment feel like to you as you move across the water? Take your time. Eventually, another dock begins to appear. And as you approach it, you see a beautiful place waiting for you. Bring your vessel gently alongside this dock and step onto solid ground. Ahead of you is a path. And at the end of that path is your temple. It is uniquely yours. Allow it to appear in whatever way it appears. Maybe it's simple, maybe it's ornate. Maybe it's ancient, maybe it's new. Maybe it's familiar, maybe it's surprising. What captures your attention as you get closer to it? Taking a breath or two now, you begin to become curious of anything that's arising within you. And as you get to the entrance of the temple, you take a pause and then you step inside. Take your time and explore the temple. What qualities are present here? This is your temple. You are so welcome. Notice how your body responds. Perhaps you feel something you can name, like ease potentially or safety. Perhaps there's something difficult to name, but that you can feel. Whatever's present is welcome. All of it. As you move deeper into the temple, allow yourself to experience a growing sense of being warmly received. Nothing needs to be hidden or defended here. Nothing needs to become different before it belongs. Allow your whole self to feel completely welcomed, completely connected to this temple. It's yours. It's here for you. Continue exploring a bit. Maybe touch some things. Until you discover an altar. What is the altar like? Go right up to it. Upon that altar rests a beautiful container. Take your time approaching it. Notice what it's like to stand before it. Remember the parts of yourself that you brought with you tonight to the healing temple. The hurt, the question, the longing, the uncertainty, whatever it may be. Place a hand upon your heart if you wish, or two hands upon your heart if you wish, and gently ask your question. Allow your question to settle. And when you're ready, go towards the container and open it, or lift it, or look beneath it. Whatever feels natural, but something awaits you in, under, around that container. It's a word or a phrase or a symbol, an image, a feeling, maybe a knowing. Or perhaps simply a profound sense of being loved. Allow whatever comes to come. If for some reason this container doesn't have that answer, look for one more container. And open that one. Take all the time you need. Before leaving, look around the temple. Take in the feeling. Know that this temple is yours and it will remain here. You don't need to earn your return. You don't need permission to come back. Whenever you need it, this place remains available. waiting, and welcoming, ready to receive you exactly how you are, maybe even have some answers. When you're ready, make your way back towards the dock. Board your vessel. And slowly begin your journey home. Take with you whatever you have received. As you arrive back at the original shore, step onto that dock. Take a moment to look back, knowing that that temple remains always available, always welcoming. With a few deep breaths, begin bringing awareness back to your breathing. Back to the room. Back to the sounds around you. And when you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And you're invited to open your eyes. Mm. Hi, Rach. When you're ready, I'm going to invite you to turn your screens on. And if anybody would like to share, I would love to hear some shares if that's comfortable for you. Mm. Mm. Welcome. Do I see you unmuted, Auntie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll share. It was really nice. I definitely know I was in Europe. I could tell in my mind because I kind of like on this boat that I went to in my mind. I went to like a almost castle type church, kind of like the ones in Portugal, those beautiful churches. I was like, this is so cool. And so yeah, it was really, really beautiful and neat. And then there was a part of me too that was like, oh, because I kind of feel like my healing temple is also my body. So there was part of that that was resonating with my body itself, because I feel like I think all of our bodies are healing temples in a way also. So that was an interesting feeling to feel that in my body. Um, but yeah, it was all a really warm kind of cool experience, and I let some of the feelings come up, and I was gentle with myself because I am having these frustrations of different feelings of, like when I have frustrations with what's happening in my life right now, like with my sister, I sometimes feel bad about that. And I was also asking the question, is it fair for me to take all this on? And am I kind of like asking the question, like how much is reasonable for me to take on, and maybe I'm taking on too much, and that's why I feel the resentments and things like that. So kind of those were sort of my questions that I was kind of asking, and then I mean, kind of the overall answer that I ended up getting was kind of more of just like an acceptance of what is, so that I can stop resisting so much with all the things, and that felt nice, it kind of allowed myself to feel some of those negative feelings that come and go with and the frustrations, and a lot of it I think is kind of like a sadness or a grieving because I am in a kind of a place where I do feel sad for what's happening, with even though it turns to anger very quickly but I do think that's one of the underlying, I think underneath anger is like a grief or kind of a fear. And so that's kind of what I was feeling, you know.
Mm.
So anyway, it was a really nice experience. So
Did it feel safe to allow those not great feelings to just be?
yeah, it did. It was okay for me. I'm starting to get used to, being okay with that and that it's part of the experience of just what I'm going through right now at this period, in my life and our life. Um, so not being more gentle with myself, that's kind of what I was focusing on for that. So
Thank you.
yeah, thank
Thank you.
you.
Would anybody else like to share anything about their journey?
Well, I can try.
Sure.
It was really interesting. I felt like, I was on this vessel. It was kind of a very tiny boat, and I was going over a lake, and I felt like being in a jungle, and
Being what?
in a jungle,
In a jungle? Uh-huh.
like I don't know, I had the feeling something like being in Guatemala or somewhere really far away from everything.
Yeah.
And the temple was really hidden. It was an ancient one, so very old.
Uh-huh.
And as closer as I walked this path you were describing, I heard music, just really, really in the background. But then, as closer as I got, it got louder, louder. And
Wow.
then, when I entered the temple, it was round. That's interesting because from the outside it wasn't. It was more like a square. I don't know. But then it was round and it was very clean. And I saw pictures from people that I've lost, my grandma, my brother. And these were like pictures like you're going to a funeral, like where you see this in the black frames.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like that I felt sad. It was more like that I felt like they are really close now. And
Mm.
I don't know. So then I went to this container you were describing and I was trying to open it. And it was just like I felt this secure, sacred place. But it's not like that I would got any answers, but it was just like I felt really close to them. It was quiet, peaceful, far away from everything. This is kind of what I connected with this temple, like, it
Nice.
might be too short, but maybe if I would be able to go back there, who knows? It was a nice feeling.
Yeah.
And they gave me like this feeling of everything will be okay.
Mm.
So, yeah. But it was also a little sad.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? I have to tell you, Sandra, that my temple was jungle-like, square on the outside and round on the inside.
Really? I couldn't get my head around it because I saw it so clearly, but then I entered and suddenly it was so open and I don't know.
Mine had white coloring on the inside, but I
Yes.
also heard there was also waterfalls with vines.
I heard just this music getting louder and, diving deeper into it
Yeah,
made me more peaceful. Even so, I was sad because I know they're not around anymore.
right.
Interesting.
Stace, you want to share before you have to go?
I loved it was so peaceful and wonderful um and then I got disturbed because my husband has guests. So I didn't get the whole experience. So twice in a row now. I'm so sad, but I'm really happy for all the rest of you.
Anybody else want to share? Caroline?
So, Denise, I left from Santa Cruz
Yeah.
onto a yacht, and the yacht took me to Japan,
Okay.
to Kyoto, to the Golden Temple, Jinkakuji. And it was very wild. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And it was very serene, and very beautiful and peaceful. And then when I went in, to find the vase, I found my parents' urns. And I'm like, hi, Mom and Dad. And I could just feel like everything's going to be okay.
Oh,
Just let it go. And I just felt love. It was very beautiful.
yeah.
But I really didn't want to get back on the boat and go back. I was really enjoying my time in Japan.
I was trying to go slow, like take your time, look around. And
And yeah, your voice is so soothing. It was like, oh my goodness, it was amazing. So thank you for that.
Yay, you're welcome. Thank you. Great.
So I was trying to get my little one to bed,
Mm.
and then she saw everybody's faces, and I was like, no, gotta lay back down. So anyway, it was epic. I was also on a yacht, Caroline. It was awesome. Ganesh, I don't know if anyone has heard his name before, but it's the Hindu god who's half elephant, half man. He was on my boat. Jesus was on my boat, and my family was on my boat, and everybody was just partying, and it was super fun cruising to the temple. Everybody was just diving into this crystal clear, like Hawaiian waters. Dolphins were everywhere, honus, big sea turtles, and it was just awesome. So serene, so beautiful. But when I was diving in off of the boat, um, the dolphins wanted like to take me on a ride, and I could just feel in my heart like all this fear. So that was my question when I was able to I spoke to my spirit guides when I was at my temple, and I just asked to have that fear release. Like why is it here? Can I release this? And can I just ask for confidence and belief in myself? And I just think in my own journey in life, I've had that before, and now I'm just asking for a bit more confidence and belief in myself to kind of up level and be the best version of myself. But I will say, Denise, like how you started everything off, even before we got into the meditation, you just mentioned like, hey, we're not here to like fix anything. It's like you're not really broken. You're just on a journey, and the lessons that you've learned are part of that journey, and they're there. And it's not that that's bad or good. It's just that's your experience. And that resonated with me so deeply. And I was like, I'm okay. Like totally just being me right here in my own path in life. So it was great. I got to my temple, which I've actually been to many times within my hypnosis session. I actually have a drawing of it for my one of my notebooks. And it's me and like this old, if you if you think of like Merlin, his old like green cloak and staff, that's kind of like I just feel like a very old ancient soul, and I have a very Celtic temple with the ruins, and it's a huge library with like every book imaginable, and in the books is everyone's story and their lifetimes, and so I can go and sit against this roaring fire, but it's all open. So nature and forests are all around you and just ancient stones and just tons of really powerful energy. And both my grandmothers were there and we had a cup of tea, and again, my family was there, and it was just like, this is awesome. I'm so happy right now. It's just blitzed out. So, but it was really beautiful because my spirit guide was there, and she and the container that we had, she opened it up, and it's a scarf that I have from Hawaii. I used to go to the meditation gardens up in Pupukea, and somebody was gifting away these beautiful scarves, and I still have one. And so there's just a certain energy that holds, and so I'm gonna I usually meditate with it. So that was my gift. Like, remember how amazing you are, what you've accomplished in life, and you're jumping into this next awesome chapter. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Denise. What an incredible experience to have.
I was like, I'm gonna ask the visualizer to visualize tonight. I gotta see how I do this. So thank
You're
you.
spot on. Yeah, wonderful.
I'm wondering, thank you very much, everybody, for your shares. I think it's super interesting that relatives were there almost all the way around for everybody, which is so something for me to think about, right?
Mhm.
I'm wondering if any of you had any type of hesitation in knowing that there's the possibility of a healing to happen. Or if it was like, bring it, like, I'm ready for this. I ask that because I feel like sometimes our what I call our ego self is so accustomed to an identity that it gives itself, that unhealed might be part of that identity. And if we were to actually go and become healed, it might be so unfamiliar that we prefer to stay with the familiar, even if it means not being healed. And so I was just wondering if there was any type of hesitation. I tried so hard in the introduction of this to thwart that part of it being possible. Like, it is safe. And Auntie, I was wondering about you because it was a boat. Auntie does not like boats. I was like, it can be shallow water. It can have like bumper cars around it. It can have. How do I make this into something that's safe for you? But it felt safe, Marie?
Yeah, well, my boat was a speedboat. It was pretty fast. It just zipped right over there. Because I just get incredibly seasick. Like, I've had the most horrible experiences with just throwing up and being so uncomfortable and being so out of it on I can do fine if it's moving forward, but like the last one I did was whale watching for my husband's birthday like 2 years ago. I thought I can do this. I can, I just tried to make myself do it because had been a long time. But I was so sick. I could barely walk when I got off the thing. I was falling down. It was just really I know. So anyway, I do remember that. And I'm still willing to try, as long as the boat's moving forward. So I thought about it, but I wasn't too worried about it because in my mind it was just a very small, just like this nice little blue speedboat, and I just got on it and it just took me there. And it was fine. It wasn't really an issue. So yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I was trying to be sensitive to each little, okay, this was my first group led one. I've done them one-on-one, right? But it was like, okay, I'm going to hold the whole group. And all day today, I've been like burning sage and lighting candles and calling in Lama Sopa to be with me to hold you gently.
Thank you, Denise.
It was wonderful.
Shows. Yeah, it shows.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was totally successful. But next time I want to be on Rachel's boat because I want to be with the party animals and the dolphins.
Yeah, me too. Let's go on Rachel's boat. I want to be.
We just have to
You
practice
guys were
more. That's it. We're all seeing that we're going to be the dolphins diving towards you.
Exactly.
Epic.
Oh, it's too much fun. All right, Sandra, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so, so much.
At the end of each one of our meetings, I like to do a forgiveness ask and offer. If anything I brought up tonight caused discomfort, please forgive me. That was not my intention. I mean that so much, it always gets to me. Like, that's not what we're here for. If anything that you shared is something that's causing a little rumination, please just forgive yourself. There's no need for that. This is where all parts of all of us are loved and held and belong. And then I'm going to also invite that for the times that you've been hard on yourself, hang on. For the times that you've judged yourself, for the times that you've believed that you needed to be different before you were worthy of love, may you offer yourself forgiveness tonight. May you offer yourself kindness. May you offer yourself understanding and love. May whatever goodness has arisen here tonight benefit all beings. May those who are hurting find comfort. May those who feel alone discover that they are accompanied. May those who are struggling discover that they belong. May we remember that healing does not require us to be somebody else. May we remember that every part of us is worthy of love, and may all beings be held in compassion, wisdom, and peace, and may all wars end immediately. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you, Denise.